Great kickstart for Evil Geniuses back over in the first series. Heroic would be in a similar position. Technical favorites tested at a certain extent, but right now coming out on top. They need one more good map. Pistol round coming up here. Heroic on the T side, start nading out the sweep door, smoking up, using all the utility inside immediately as they play towards the outdoors control. Try hunt for those first kills, and Tabson looks to shut them down. One frag found. Cadian can't find the trade. 4v4 situation gain. One player up in the garage may get forced out of position. One player downstairs here through the vents area. Keto and Zentaris get those headshots together. Knock out the bomb planter, and these Bro Up as the last man left out here.
And they were able to get a player dropping down into the vents, but I don't know what they could do with it with that bomb sort of stuck out from the back of T-Red. Borup's going to have to take some really awkward engagements, maybe try and bring Stun up in from this secret position just to try and see if he can land some kills. That's a nice tap coming through from Zantares. But there's a big backstab coming through from Tizian towards the top silo, taps into that first player, and now it's all down to Borup. 1 versus 3. They know exactly where he is. They don't really have to all swing, but they can swing on each other's contact, play together, and Borup, I mean, it's only going to be a matter of time until he falls here.
Trying to see if he can fight his way out of the corner. 1 versus 3 situation. Takes that first player. Looking back up at the silo. The headshot's given up. Surely not. Surely not, Borup. Has no info, can't see where Searson is, or on the reload he gets caught, but doesn't go down for it. Taps through and gets the headshot. Oh, Borup! Backed up, big coming in from all angles, but he keeps his cool and keeps the opener.
Well, you know what? Maybe he can win it. What a round out for Borup, and for Big, they gave so many 1v1 fights. They could have just waited out. They could have just kept jiggle peeking through, not really taking too many fights at all, and just make sure that he doesn't get down in towards Secret. But instead, they just keep facing him, and the taps coming in for the P250. Oh, that is heartbreaking coming out from Big.
Oh, just compounds to all the hell that Big have been given so far in this series. Back up on the Deagles. Coming through, taking out Nico for one good frag out here. Keto held up close, looking for a bit more. Tesses can't deal with him. One more player to outside makes his way back indoors. Tesses is low down, will end up falling. Scout shot missing. Searson will get taken back to a 3 versus 3. So again, Big a holding contest, and they're actually catching off man advantages here. They've got bomb control. They won't realize it just now. They'll start to rotate in for ramp and realize it. Set up the crossfire against the rest of the T side, who are all very heavily tagged up.
Yeah, a lot of chaos coming through because now Big have actually been able to take this lobby control completely. How do Heroic try and answer back? Do they kind of just brute force their way in, maybe wait for a bit of a mistake to come out? Like, there's a little bit of utility for Tessus to work with, but the HP numbers aren't looking too healthy. Incendiary going down from Tizian just to try and waste a little bit more time. 40 seconds on the clock. Heroic need to be able to try and isolate some of these 1v1s.
Good effort from Tesses. Mac 10 swings back at Cadian, gets a double. Switching back to the AK. And a one-on-one situation. Closer, sees his man, but Zentaris wins the fight. And Big forced the issue back once again. 1-1, exactly how things started off over in map 1 as well here, Dweg.
Yeah, look, we went back and forth for a little bit, didn't we? But look, for Heroic, they're going to have to force buy back. They've got a decent amount of money to actually drop a hero AK over to Tessus. So that means Cadian's going to get a Deagle in return. Lots of MP9s coming out. Well, 2 MP9s, lots of SMGs, I should say, backed up by that MP7 from Keto. A Big. Looking to maybe see if they can go for a bit more outside control. Something that actually granted them quite a lot of kills in that last round was their immediate approach between Tabson and Keto outside. Somehow Tessus has seen the player getting back towards T-Red, so that information's going to be called out that there's at least someone that could be backstabbing into lobby.
Shot down on CSGO, Cadian not missing that headshot.
I was just going to say, like, why is he still pushing? Like, they know that Tessa saw him from Secret because he burst onto him. So, surely if he's already seen him from the back of T-Red coming behind, then, well, the players in lobby are going to know that he's coming, and he still pushes forward.
When you put it like that, that does seem a little bit sus, but... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe he was attempting to get a backstab in, hoping that they thought that he would still win the fights because he had the main weapon. Either way, D go out, and he doubles up and triples up. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh,
Wow.
God. Oh, no. Yeah.
Come on, Jay.
I'll let you break that one down, Blake. I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, I don't know. It all started off with, obviously, that opening exchange going super aggressive outside, and then the kills just come out of nowhere for the upper bomb site take. No one goes down. Big just get absolutely compounded upon from those upgraded pistols of a force buy. Yeah, just that's blown my mind. Imagine what that's done to Big.
Blown their economy is what it's done. Deagle's out, 5-7. Decimation over on the heroic side, just down to pistols. Unbelievable, like, this game definitely has started things off fantastically. Zentaris, Tizzy, and Nico Barb going back and forth, 3 versus 2. Kalian will turn back on Keto as well to a 2 versus 2. Tabson and try and press forward, catch them off guard. At least Big again are going to get these half buys together. Try do some damage again, keep Heroic's economy limited, but can they strike back and get a second round to convert? Doesn't look like it here. Down towards the B site for the moment.
Look, this is still very winnable, I want to say, coming out from Big. It just depends on how quickly those rotates come forward and what T-side weapons are actually able to pick up. Now, Heroic haven't really made any noise towards this lower bomb site. They'll eventually get the bomb plan in. The one thing that's really going to be the advantage, not only the AKs, but the amount of utility they've got between them to really try and slow it down. Now that the windows have been opened up towards observation, that should be the information. Now the rotates are coming in.
On top on the right-hand door, Big. Searson up towards the observation window. Catching off one in Katie and takes him down. Nico, now alone. Out towards Dark here as the smokes, the nades start landing, tries to connect towards him, but they have no info on where this player's at. Utility down, flash evaded, turn onto the double doors, player out, kill found, 2K for him, on the defuse, taps to stick it for 10 seconds. Headshot not landed, Deegan also missing, not like this, Nico, not like this, and he gets the kill, one hair too late. Ah, what is this game? What is this start?
Yeah, that's hard, unfortunately. You've got to get big props up to Zentaris. 2 kills with the 5-7 from Ramp. Brings it back to a 2v2 and just getting on that bomb straight away. Tabson realizes without a kit, rather than trying to take a fight to Nico, let's just stick the bomb and just hope that he can't find the connection. There's lots of spam coming through from the AK and the Deagle. Finally, the connection coming through from the kill, but just too late. We're going to have another force buy coming back, but it almost looks like a rifle round now.
Bit of a broken rifle round from the CT side. SMG's on 2 players, Famas on another. And that Famas is pushing outside. They love going outside, but they're going to get punished for it this time. Tabson not checking the corner down. Takes him down. Picks things off by taking out a key rifle as well. Like, they need as much firepower in this round as possible when Big. They just lost one of the key elements of it. Yes, the M4 and AWP are still in play. Outside control will be taken by the T-side forces, wrapping back up towards the lobby control. Can crunch in towards the B bomb site from I think the ramp control is what they're going to be looking for here.
Yeah, a lot of silence, a lot of mind games now starting to come through from Heroic, and yeah, probably if they're taking the bomb in from Secret, they can either just have players towards top site, cutting rotations off from main and vent, maybe try and see if they can exploit out from ramp, but a Big, not only struggling with the buy, but struggling with the utility standpoint. Single molly for Tizzy and just a smoke and flash to follow. Still creeping into that lower bomb site. This is going to have to be a big hold from Zentaris.
That's that one frag. Trade comes through. Searson holds with the AWP, and Canadian trades back Keto to a 3 versus 2. Heroic gaining the B site access. Tizzy coming downstairs from the vent should be heard by them here, alongside Searson also making a lot of noise. They shut down Tizzy regardless, and the AWP left in play as the last thing standing. 1 versus 3. Heroic clean up the site control and continue to extend their lead, 3-2. Big having a couple opportunities to chime back in, but now they should probably be broken back to eco status.
Ooh, good shot coming out from Searson. At least means that an AWP can't be recovered unless a T-side weapon or T-side player picks that back up, which doesn't look likely considering they're exiting out from ramp. So decent damage coming through from the AWP from the city side, but it still doesn't turn into a round victory. Money is just not great here. They're on double eco status, and ooh, Tessus tries to recover that AWP, but gets taken out by the other AWP from the city side. So probably have to see another buy coming back from the CTs, considering the money's just not there. Every single round we have seen so far, Nuke J, has been individual. We have gone back and forth for so long now.
Yeah, all 5 rounds in a row, back and forth between both sides. Heroic taking the pistol means that they have slight advantage. Off that run boost from Searson. And he's set and ready to take him down. Turns up, misses the silo, drops back down. Going to counteract it towards outside. He's completely exposed. After such a great sequence from Big to get them up at an advanced angle, they just get taken out for it. Tabson recovers that orb. We're going to try to put it to outside, but he's on 54 HP. Yeah, Heroic doing a great job of dealing with this force buy.
Yeah, you saw that Saracen, just before dying, actually threw the AWP down to credit card, knowing that he was going to fall there. As soon as he misses that shot that aggressively, you know you're going down. That was a really nice run boost to get up to that position. You could do it solo, but it takes a little bit more time, and now Tamsin picking up the AWP is at least trying to go in for damage, peeking straight back in and find a secondary kill. And now a man advantage is being found because Tizian starts getting involved. 2 players left now for the T side. Do they check this hard left angle, though, for the T? Tamsin gets another big kill with the AWP, and it's all down to Cadian. They know that he's out from lockers. Tamsin can't connect, and Cadian now has to try and clutch.
Tabson is mad. 3 kills for him. Cadian will peek back in on Zentaris, and Zentaris will shut him down. What an AWP pull to hell. That was absolutely unbelievable. And a 3-all scoreline. God damn, that was incredible. Absolutely incredible. I can't stop saying it. Off the back of such a blunder as well, you know? Like, seriously here on outside, feeling like you should have gotten this opening kill right here. You're getting traded all the same. And I thought with the lack of HP on Tabs that he wouldn't have been able to do anything, but these shots, this last one in particular, oh, that is absolutely spicy.
That is nice. That is very nice. And it's even better for Big because now they've got the advantage. Double eco status up for the T side means that they're going to take a tactical and buy back. It's got to end. It's got to end at some point. Or does it? I mean, I've never seen a, like, force buy after force buy all the way to a half or the end of a half. But it's possible if this continues.
Tech9 CZs. Heroic back on a force buy as you would expect given the current flow of this game. And straight out in towards the A side fast. Kito with 2 kills, 4 kills now as Tapson also gets involved. And Katie left below with a bomb dropped outside. Fast plays in from Heroic, taking a big risk and trying to go for a high amount of reward, but this time it looks to get shut down. As Big break the stalemate and take a fourth to take a lead as well on CT's side. Heroic giving them a serious run for their money though. The force buys have continued up to this point, but now it should be an eco from the T's.
Yeah, no, they can't force again, so they'll probably just have to maybe Glock the round out, like they're not going to have any money to fall back on. Acadian's got to maybe just try and see if he can get an extra kill, make sure that he does go down before the time ends. He peeks out to Keto. What a hold coming through between Keto and Tizian. Just a couple of great crossfires being set from the closed vent position in the back of the default silos. Keto putting in work.
There should be an eco again for Heroic, a basic sort of setup with Glocks out. Flashbangs on 2 players. Seen them go fast against the SMGs in such a big when they were shut down in the early part of the second half of Inferno, but for this one, going to be a bit more standard default sets here towards the outside control. Tabson watching with the AUG is Heroic. Do be a little bit careful about peeking their heads down. Don't give up the headshot angles towards this big sign, which is fine for the moment. The odds at GG Bet do favour Heroic at this stage, and for good reason, still being a map up in this series. Big hoping to turn their fortunes around, and this could be the start of some good things here.
It can be. One thing you've got to sort of remember, right? This is the T side for Heroic, which certainly isn't their favorite half. So, you know, 5, 6 T side rounds could sort of set themselves up quite nicely. But we'll have to see how long this continues on for Big. Nice couple of cleanup anti-eco frags. Tabson and Tizian starting to get involved. Second kill comes through from the Galil. Tessa's now the last one left. They do get 1 kill on the T side. Just for a Glock round, I think that's not bad. They could have maybe found that second one onto Tizian if they would have been able to trade him out, but not quite the case. 2-round lead now up for Big. And finally, we get into a proper gun round now.
A second proper gun round of the game. Should still be limited on a couple of pieces here and there. A Galil out for Borup will be the main concern. Cadian's even rocking a Deagle in this round, so yeah. Great buy-up, but still very limited for Heroic. Of course, Big, they themselves have a Galil on Tizian, but that's fine considering it's a saved free weapon. They've got plenty of cash to fall back on as well, so they can treat this more as a bonus round. Nades on Nico doing damage. Big gap in that cross smoke. And you can see that the T's see it and they're like, we don't want to cross that position. That's basically suicidal. So they fall back towards the red box and try playing from outside control.
Yeah, I don't know what they do from here, though, because they've only got 1 smoke. Do they just kind of put it behind them and try and get back into towards the lobby cross? Because they're pretty much all stuck out from T-Red. And that's Starm with the smoke who's not even near them. And Tabson, was that a straight spam coming through out from... Where is he? The lower bomb site? Out from Secret, maybe? Onto the player towards T-Red, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be the case, because that's where he is right now, just back behind the stairs. Probably just had his head peeking up, so got like the wall bang through the stairs you can commonly see sometimes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, man advantage for Big as a result here. Heroic unable to formulate a response, setting up the utility. Going into the A bomb site. Keto standing by already alongside Tizian on the other side of the site. Molotov's down, and well, there's going to be 1 kill back on Tizian's part. Keto forced off the hut position. It's a 2-for-1 trade overall. Diving back through the vents, though, Tamson's going to get cleaned up by Testes. Very quick sequence allows the bomb plant to come through.
A couple of great entries coming through from Testis, and this is now so much more winnable. Oh, tries to get off of the bomb, realizes actually it's not quite down yet. The Cirrus in with the AWP pick. Now Xantara's getting involved, so Cadian 1v3, and the in-game leader's got to now try and clutch for his team.
Now that fake plant from Testis is going to cost him. Gonna line up 2 flanks. Oh! Missed position from Big. Perfect timing. Faking the door to open once and twice. Trying to get Keto to make a mistake. He's back behind cover. Kit in hand. Cadian just forcing him off the bomb and wins the fight. Oh, the veterancy. Forward to the border Heroic as he picks up a huge clutch.
Oh, what a round from Cadian, 1v3, and just so many baits, right? He opens up the door, the timing is great, they line up for him for a couple, and then just trying to force Keto off the bomb, make sure he's not sticking it, just try to pull distractions, peeks in at such a great moment. And now they're going to use their second tactical. But look, while Cadian did a really good job in that 1v3, obviously it came down to Tessus. We saw a couple of great opening finds from Big, but it was Tessus dropping down in through the vents to deal with both players and Tabson at the lower bomb site.
Cadian, incredible discipline there. And Big basically fell for all of his baits. That last man on that CT defense just kind of like just kept looking towards the doors as he peeked in, peeked out, opened, closed it. Made so much noise in that position. Keto just couldn't quite find the opportunity to get the kill because no opportunity was given to him. Running down the timer, allowing that kill to come in as the unconfident started to set through, and now the rifles can get brought back by Heroic. Big, also another buy in of their own right. Again, as I mentioned in that last one, they've got plenty of cash, so rifles to play with. M4s across the board. Still a bit of an awkward economy from Heroic. Only 2 AKs. Mac 10 and Galil in for 2 others. You're right about that vent dive. We've got Stown down low already.
I don't know whether that was actually heard, because there was a lot of utility coming through. So it could have actually been a bit of a silent vent dive in from Stown. It's now starting to take this ramp control. If they can deal with Xantares and find that first pick, that's going to help the approach to ramp so much easier.
Pension's drawn away, no CTs out at hell, they think there is. Backs up, looks for heads, takes that first frag. I think he spotted that second man, but Tesses gets that trade. Stown moves in towards the other side of the site. And I'm going to cover off the main rotation angle, which will be the vents area. Free bomb plant can be secured. It will have to be a retake from Big.
Yeah, they've got vents, which means the only way they can go through is ramp right with Nico outside. Couple of great kills on Osiris and Akito, and this is probably an instant save now from Big. There's no way they can go for it. That was actually really well played from Heroic in the post plant. In angles that they're holding, Nico even swings out for a little bit more. He's got a secondary AWP for the T side, and Tizian, he might even get hunted onto Stown. Oh no, the whiff coming through, and Heroic tie up the scoreline. This map is been wild. There has been so much chaos.
5-all. We continue going back and forth here. I think Big got 2 rounds in a row and Heroic got 2 rounds in a row. So basically an extension of the force by trades between these two teams. Now double off set up for Stown and Kanian here on the T side Heroic. Don't see this too often. Up against USP pistols for Big though. Let's see if they can try and do some damage. We saw Heroic's USPs get quite a lot of success against Big. But this time not the same can be said for Keto. Peeks in, shut down immediately by Tessis.
Yeah, Heroic can just sort of dictate the pace of this round, start to slow it down. Don't really get too over-aggressive once you're up against a harsh eco. Wait for the USPs to start charging in. Take some aggressive sort of angles against the opposition. And a chance for Heroic to start building up some confidence, right? Like, while the opening start, first, 5 rounds or so of this game were very back and forth, very scrappy. We saw Big now starting to make some convincing ones, building up a bit of a streak for themselves, and then Heroic bouncing back. This is a chance to take the lead and sort of get things really under their control on this T side, but tabseN has been able to push outside.
Catch a kill on Nico as well. Only one frag. Tizian finds one. Centaurus finds another. It's the day of the USP. Tizian hunting for another. Going to let both players, or at least one of them, drop down for the vents area. tabseN closing in the backlines, and now they've heard what's going on. They've got rifles they can recover, though. Tizian has one of them. tabseN going to get another. Where are they going to come in? Vents on one individual, fighting in against Stown, forcing him back towards the front door. And tabseN closing in from the ramp control. He's on his way to position. Tizian's got to be the main man to try and fight off against the T-side line. Wait for his teammate to come into the backstab. They do push one player away. Both orbs in this position. Checking out the corner. Tank extremely low. Spray through. tabseN gets stoned by the Deagle. And Tizian, well, I think he's out of this round here. He'll try fight, take an exit frag. He'll get so close towards it, but I don't think he's winning this round. No kit, no time. Does get that exit on one man on the secondary kill. No, Cadian shuts it down. An expensive round for Heroic, though. Big doing such work there on the pistols.
I don't understand what has happened in this best of 3 with USPs. We saw Boris doing it out that first map, and now Big just doing plenty of damage. Like 4 kills. They pick up double AKs at one point. They actually decide to go for it rather than holding onto those weapons, but that's very impressive coming out from Big. And the buy comes back in. Sirison gets an AWP, and they're not going to rock the double orbs on T-side once again. They're just going to opt for that single one for Kanian. I much prefer that. Don't reinvest into a double orb.
Look at CSGO, look at how he pushes forward, sees his man, and Stown has absolutely no idea. Tag damage being done, heavy to the outside. Pressure being on tabseN's alone out here, needs some backup. Flashback keeps him blind, he tags up one player, heavily Tessis on 1 HP. And Nico's going to drop in the end, a 3v3. He knows that there's a majority presence out here as well. He should have heard those footsteps, can call in the information from his teammates, and they're going to continue hunting, finish off the job on Tessis, see another player of Katie, and the orb will trade it back to a 2v2 one more time. And both of the remaining CT players are looking the challenge towards outside control together, seeing that one frag in. Quick peek on CSGO, takes down one. Zentaris against Kanian, sees his man, sees where that bomb's going, smoked by some covers. Zentaris backs off, sees the angle, but can't catch the shot. So Kanian's just going to flash his way out, it seems. Cross back towards Secret, go for the plant on B.
Timing. Zentaris didn't see him. He's going to start to hear the footsteps soon enough that it's actually towards a lower bomb site, but timing was everything there, and Zentaris just missed the window. Where does he go? Out towards ramp makes the most amount of sense, and he is.
And before looking back line, checking out 2 particular angles, left position. Can't see on observation window. Doors open, tap on the bomb, got to go for a 10-second stick. Everton once, forces to peek, but loses the fight. Cadian wins it out with a headshot to boot. And Heroic will play the 7th here on the T sideline. Big, doing so well to do so much, keep these rounds expensive, but they're not able to get the rounds themselves.
It looked promising. It looked very promising. That was so much more of an aggressive approach. We saw Tabson being pushed up towards T-Red, Sirison pushing forward into Hard, and it was just a matter of trades, right? Like, we just saw it going back and forth, trade after trade, especially out from Garage. Both teams just kept swinging and kept hitting. Eventually, Cadian makes the aggressive play to just move down into that secret control. And here's that clutch again from Cadian. What a way to be able to win out a 1 versus 3 and sort of set Heroic up to now get a big streak of rounds together. Oh, he's had a game. He's had such a big game. 16 kills and 7 deaths on the T side of Nuke with the AWP in his hands for the majority of the gun rounds.
Yeah, a couple P250s, smokes down, Deagle's in, AWP for Cadian. It's onto that back line, but can't quite see anything. Heroic will play towards indoors this time. It's just Cadian on the outside control. A lot of CT presence inside as well. Got several players onto the ramp control. Might be a bit of a concern if Heroic want to go there, and they are leaning into the ramp entryways. He's ready to rotate down a beat if he's required to do so. Heroic starting to back off, look towards more of a squeaky play, potentially into the A site. Right now, it's very quiet, though. No team giving up a lot of information, actually. Big not even giving away anything. They've been silent throughout this round.
Nade comes through, Molly onto Tizian. Oh, he's peeking in the flames. And unfortunately, when you go for that much of an aggressive duel, you've got to be landing a kill. Otherwise, you're just going to get traded instantly with the flames. And Wally does a lot of damage onto Stown. It's the opening kill for Heroic. And they're leaning in towards outside, not quite falling into the bait setup. And Xantares is dropping lower to have 2 players between Xantares and Tabson at this lower B bomb site.
Outside control, down through Secret. 2 players on the B bomb site to try and counteract it here. When are they going to hear the footsteps? Right about now, Tabson smoking up Decon. Nade ready in position, Molotov's down to the other side, so they should be able to focus on the observation window and the double doors. Nade coming in close, that could do some damage. Doesn't take anybody down,
Oh,
no it does. Pistols
what?
crossfire, bomb's been dropped, Brown's over. They can't get to the site in time, Big have got it. The pistols shine once again as we go 4th for 4th. This must be like 7, 8 force buy rounds or so. Like, Jesus, this is insane, absolutely insane.
Yeah, it is a bit ridiculous. I mean, look, that round right there wasn't even like a force, right? Like, that was just an eco. Like, it was just upgraded pistols, but they still make it work. They pick up a world of AKs. More of a half buy, buying down to sort of like that 2K marker. 1,500 at some players. Jeez. This game has been incredibly scrappy. And we've seen how much little investments and little buys have been able to achieve. And it's been just so back and forth. No team has been able to gather any sort of momentum, which is so contrasted when you think about that first map. We saw, what, on Inferno, a 12-3 half up for Heroic. Big had some decent momentum to bring it close. But, like, here, it's just completely different.
A tech pause called here. Moment's respite to organize whatever tech issue this might be. I'm hoping it's nothing too serious. We have had a couple of these over the course of the last few days. Seems like a mouse issue over on the big side, so
Okay.
those can be a bit prevalent, because mouse issue can range from anything from like, oh, there's a sensitivity problem, oh, you know, the sensor's off or something, all the way up to, yeah, the mouse is broken. So, yeah, it's not exactly an easy thing to pinpoint. But obviously for Big, definitely want to have your mouse in check. And a really good spot as well at the moment here, 6 to 7, only a single round difference, and 3 AKs to go into the next gun round with. They've got a lot of firepower to boot.
Yeah, I don't know who you think sort of thinking that they're in the advantage, right? Because Big, they've kept it close on their opposition's map pick, so maybe they're at the positive. But then Heroic have done this many rounds already on the T side. So looking at it from both teams' perspectives, I think both teams should kind of be happy at where the scoreline currently sits.
Relatively speaking, I think Big would love to just have an absolutely dominant half, like I mentioned before. Like they can't really afford to let the first half go in the same sort of way they did over on Inferno. Which, to be fair, they haven't done that this time around. They're not 12-3 down, doubling up that scoreline. The worst case scenario is 9-6. But you know, for their CT half, I think they would have absolutely loved to be able to dominate Heroic and try get like a decent basis to try and win much higher than 8-7, which is their best case scenario. Especially with the buy coming in from Heroic, it would be a likely scenario if they can win round 14.
A lot of smokes towards outside. Masirisa making a bit of an aggressive approach, and even Tizian just pushing through from Hut. So that's already the initial lobby lurk dealt with from Stan. And more information's only going to continue from here. Just playing towards lower. They're going to start to speed it up. Xantara's even getting involved now.
Spray through, AWP in for Searson. 2 standing for the T side. SS does actually lurk back here, might catch a CT off. No, he's found a bigger backstab instead. That AWP taps through, takes him down, gets no more than that. Cadian left with the bomb on his back, can go upstairs towards the A side. There's a player that's there, seeing that little door. Cadian just gets him, can't land the shot at close range, and Keto shuts him down as a result. 7-all, big. Equalizing against Heroic means that we will have an 8-7 half by the end of round 15. And again, Heroic, no buy, no basis on the money. It's going to be a very hard force.
Yeah, there's not a lot here for Heroic. Certainly not. Tech 9s, maybe some P250s or Deagles. A lot of utility starting to come through. Do they go for like an upper hit, maybe a vent dive, maybe something a little bit quicker, knowing that they're only on pistols? An 8-7 half is going to be happening, but for Hujay, bit of outside smokes coming through. Actually, a lot of outside smokes. And look at the aggression coming through from Searson, but he's missed the timing.
Tabson tags here, so going to overextend to get that kill towards the outside player now. He's going to focus on Spray still looking for, and we'll get the AK together in the end. The Eagle back to Borup does find a frag back to return. Keto takes his head off his shoulders. Actually, Tabson steals that frag away, and that's 4 kills for him in this particular round. Style left alone downstairs, bomb on his back. Could go to the B site. He's going to make his way back upstairs towards A, though, so he's about to run into all the CT players. Either way, though, this is probably not a round he can win. Heroic looking to get shut down to close out the half.
Yeah, look, Stan is just trying to see if maybe they overextend. And, well, they have for 1 kill, so that's something. And there's actually no one at this lower bomb site. Finally, a bit of a rotate coming through from the vents and out from the ramp area. That player would have been heard.
AWP ready to receive, down swings, gets that frag, grabs the big green gun and goes back downstairs to the B side, but you can see that Xantaris has already moved in. AK set and ready, taps through, and gets tapped up. 8-7 for the half, 4 big to take it. We head to a break and we head to their T side. can look to try and fight back here on the Danish map pick. 8-7 was turn over the half, and now off to the T side. Can Heroic defend their way to victory? Or will Big be able to find the life that they need? Triple utility setup here for the T side line.
Yeah, very intriguing that we're actually seeing this much util coming through from Big, and wonder how they actually decide to use it. A couple of early nades coming through towards the top side, actually nade and smoke down towards the vent dive cross, but not quite making any kind of presence. A triple crossfire set out from ramp. If Big run into this could be a big trap.
Flash and smoke here for Tamsin and Tizzy, and Searson's already used up his utility. Basic Glocks versus basic USPs. And a Deagle out for Borat will also be in effect. Taps through on Nico, hoping to catch somebody out here as they enter through the squeak door and get straight into the A-bomb site. Plant will be secured. Heroic locked out for the moment. And now up for the retake here.
5-on-5 retake. Haven't seen too many of these out on Nuke. Smoke going down towards a heaven position. Quite a lot of utility in for the retake here for Heroic. Ooh, Sirison starting off with that first pick. Good advantage being found from Big.
Tess's moving up here, moving up around to wrap around against the likes of Tabson. Only one frag found here for the CT side of 2 versus 1. And now a 3-on-3. Going into that bomb, get that together. But 2 kills coming in for the T side. Keto in the back takes down this double. And it will be Big with a 9th round. A way to start things off with a pistol on the T side.
Well, okay. That was very well done coming out from Big. They used a little bit of early util out towards the main position and vent dive cross and sort of went in for a little bit of a double pump play. Great util came out, very defensive coming through for Heroic, not looking to really take too many fights in the upper bomb side, instead having a very aggressive approach towards ramp. And getting that retake together, but not quite finding the connections needed. So, Big start things off on the right foot on their T side. 1 round away from double digits on their opposition's map pick, and they're just crossing fast out towards Secret.
Tapson bursting through, seeing one player backed up, spoke down immediately from Cadian, like, yeah, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going to suppress and wait for backup to arrive. And indeed, there is a player on the way. Instead, Big just decide we're going to play towards outside, try hunt this one player that's isolated now, down. As Tess has to back him up here. Barb gets the kill on the Deagle, however. Being great with these upgrade pistols. Making it 4 kills. Barb leaves it all to Stown to shut it down. And that is a huge dismantling. Barely even contest held by Big.
So they went for the outside smokes, tried to get some secret control, and then instead go back towards the top side, towards Garage, and then Borup, who's just playing out from main, on the floor position, gets so many kills, 4 out from the Deagle, and from that position at Credit Card, you really thought it was going to be Cadian the one to at least do some damage, but no, it was Borup instead.
SMG out for Cadian here as he tries to hold down some sort of semblance. Big. Absolutely ripped apart by the upgrade pistols. At least a scout of CSM will get some sort of impact towards outside. Keto leaning in. Someone's going to have to go back and get that bomb. Deagle out to take down Stown. And well, they can use hand cannons too, it seems. Borup trades back to a 3 versus 3, however. So again, Heroic hold the line, even if they are heavily tagged.
Oh, we could be going back and forth again with these force buys. This actually looks really decent for the T side. Cadian's low, Borup's almost around half HP, but there is a fair bit of map presence found here from Heroic. They pushed Tessus very aggressively towards this almost trophy room area. Borup thinking that maybe it's an outside play. What do Big decide to do here? Do they just try and see if they can swarm the A side? I think that's the play.
Cadian with a kill back, 3 versus 2. Trade up on Stataris comes up to an even standing one more time. That nade will only be so effective from Borup. It lands pretty close, but again, so much damage being done. It's actually Tessus that comes in from the hut with his SMG with 2 picks to his name. And Heroic with a 9th round to equalize against Big. Might have lost that pistol, but have chimed straight back in.
Oh, goodness. This is just one of those games, right? And for Heroic, they're keeping pace, but so are Big in a bit of a position where they're not really on double eco status, so they might just be glocking this round out and not continuing to go back and forth between the two sides. So a bit of a throwaway round here from Big. Shouldn't see too much damage coming through.
CSN that's tagged up heavily. the damage and take out the likes of Keto. Things off SMBs. 2 kills, 3 kills to his name, eventually overwhelmed by the pistols. And unfortunately, the Eco bit will only get that 1 frag, it seems. Plenty of money gained by Cadian, so not a problem at all. Centaurus left in a 1 versus 4. Dealt with by Stown. Should be in a moment at the very least to get 10 to the board of Heroic. Big, most looking towards those rifles. That is the main thing for them. Yes, the Seco is great and all, but reality of them being able to win this round is pretty much nil. I think we knew that coming into this round. I think they knew that coming into this round. And yeah, 10 to the board, Heroic. 1 up above Big, back in the lead. And the rifles can break out from the T's.
All right, well, you've got to think here for Big that they've got an AWP out straight away from Sirison. Be interesting to see where his approach is, whether he tries to go, you know, relatively quick outside, maybe try and play behind T-Red, maybe try and blow open Squeak door, see if he can get a main pick. AWP comes through from Cadian too, and there's actually a little bit of a decent juice behind this economy, right, for Heroic. Even though they're only on a 1-round lead, they've actually got a fair bit to fall back on if the unthinkable happens for them, and Big actually start winning this next following rifle. Outside smokes come through from the Big side. Haven't quite committed with it, though. Looks like they just want to leave that single lurk out for the AWP.
Upset with eyes looking towards outside, and no CT wants to challenge it. It's just Nico back behind the blue box at credit card.
Ooh.
There'll be something for the silo position, and Cadian only lands his leg shot at close range with the AWP. Was it even a leg shot? I mean, well, yeah, Tizian's on 15 points of health, actually, yeah, so that was a leg shot. Big. Tagged heavily, but getting away with a man advantage.
Yeah, decent start for Big, punishing the over-aggression. Just starting to commit to this lower bomb side. Now, rotates have come in really quickly here from a couple of players between Borup and Stown. How quickly can they start to engage into a bit of a fight, though? They open up double doors. There's a bit of a TK in the mix, but overall, this is fantastic entries coming through for the T's. And instant save calls got to come through from Heroic. And Nico can't even save onto his weapon as Sirison outside is continuing to pick them apart. And now we're tied up again. It's 10-10.
Beautiful stuff from Sirison and Big. Well, they want a whole contest on this map, knowing that they have to take Nuke if they want to stay alive here. Try and get their opening matchup here in the upper bracket of the group stage. And equalizing to 10-all on the board here. Double ops in play for Stown and Cadian. As Heroic is set back up for the buy. Testes is on a deagle play though, so it's not 100% confident. Big at least faces the work with confidence here. The AWP assist, and will try and get outside as well. Look towards the lower positions where the likes of Nico could potentially extend from, but he's not going to opt to do so. He'll just play passive from here.
Yeah, look, with the money behind them from that last round, Heroic are actually able to force themselves in, but Testis is going to be a little bit limited. No kits on this city side, so there's something to keep in mind if we do have a bit of a post-plant situation. Big have been very passive over on this T side so far. I haven't really seen many aggressive approaches coming in. No outside smokes. Finally, they start to come through. Diagonal smokes with a couple of players. The AWP and Tabson towards outside.
Smokes down. Cadian ready for the receival. Gets Tizian to fall. Incendiary and Flashbang out. Big fall back away. Thompson sneaks in the back. Stab here. Outside control. Not accounted for by the CT forces. Crunching towards the A site, it seems, from Heaven and from Lobby. No, I say that. Clearing out the health position. And now the being sent towards back control as Thompson gets 2 kills on the A play. Opening things up, they wrap back over. 1 player downstairs. They do get a trade from Borup. It's all on Stown. AWP here at the double doors, seeing what's coming his way. A lot of pressure against his nature. That smoke is going to miss out. They've got to get that bomb to the site and plant it down here.
A 3v3 retake. Heroic coming in incredibly quickly. It looked like for a moment there, Big just wanted to commit to the upper site with a couple of kills from Tabson, but instead the approach comes out towards ramp, and they're playing double players out towards dark. This could be quite interesting because there's no molly here for the city side. It could be a bait and switch here for the T's.
Yeah, can't flush him out from this position. Searson's got to check out both positions at the exact same time. That AK's got to look upstairs. AWP revealing its angle up in the observation window. No kits on the CT side either, so they've got to act now or they've got to act never, and they're going to isolate Borup as a result, take him down, and go hunting for the other CTs in play. Xantares does get caught, at least down takes that much, but he won't take the round. Big back in control at 11 to the T-side board. And the money is just not there for Heroic. Do they want to force around the AWPs?
Look, typically I wouldn't mind it. But I look at this situation, I think, is it worth the risk, right? Like, double AWPs, if you force in around it, you maybe get your way back in, but it's a big investment. And I think they want to have the safer approach. You've really got to wonder how these AWPs play, because the more passive they are, the higher the chance that they can actually be saved into the following rounds.
Smokes on outside, AWP in, ready to receive, missing out his chance. Player crosses out towards Secret, no trouble, no bother. SS, USP back kids behind the big box over the ramp control. Stown is ready for a player at Secret. Is he gonna find him? He's close range. Yes, he does. Simple kill. Starts things off well enough. And now Tessa should get a lot of information on where the T-side players are playing from. They aren't there to check the position. Could be on for a backstab. Firepower isn't there though. How well can he play? He didn't see him. He do now. He still takes one frag and a bit of damage to the seconds. And Tyrus on 35. Stown now set up to do it all. Watching from the window, expecting a player out. Shot misses out. And Big can cross to get the bomb plant from safe.
And when you think about how awkward that was when they all started turning around for Tessus, he still does decent damage to find that first pick. Haven't been able to recover one of those T-side weapons just yet. No one rotating in from that ramp entrance, but it's still a man advantage up for the CTs and more damage coming through onto Xantares. Heroic need to get a bit of a move on here if they want to try and retake into the site. Now the MVP connects onto Xantares. Take it! Oh, no scope out from Down. They can get a smoke onto the bomb. They can just get someone to try and stick it. And Sirisen's just saving Heroic with double AWPs somehow on the eco, make it work. A great pistol play in from Tessus, and Sirisen can't even save onto the T-side weapon. A huge round for Heroic. Oh, they've got to be feeling it after that one.
Tessus with all the info player in the world. He waited and waited. A player that Snacks can even be proud of. He wasn't able to get the highlight moment, but he got so much info for his teammates. It allowed them to converge in and win the round. Couple of good shots coming out from scrambled AWPs, but it doesn't matter. For Heroic, they have 11, and Big have a tactical timeout because they have been struggling here. Yes, it is their opponent's map pick, so that can be expected, but you need to get something together because they're down a map in this series. They can't afford to lose much more.
They can't afford to lose rounds like that, really. Oh, what a nice play from Heroic. They have the AWP from Storm playing out from Secret, finds that first pick, and then it's just a sneaky position out from Tessus. Gets one with that USP, tries to slow it down. Oh my. My, oh my. What a game we've got on our hands here, Jay. Really. I mean, it was looking like this was going to be a whitewash. You know, after seeing that first map, looking at the way Heroic performed in the first half, knowing it was Nuke, and now it's 11-11. We've had so many back and forth rounds that you almost expect Big to find some sort of return.
Well, he's looking at smoke. Borup takes him down. Fantastic start on Tizian. One player drops. AK picked up by Tabs, and he's also been tagged in that position as well. And the AWP is down, trying to sandwich them in, keep them away from an entry into a site. Might be heading towards the ramp room, perhaps. Couple players back here. How can this AWP play against them? Ready for a shoulder bait. Ready for some sort of run boost. Oh, the adjustment's good against Fierce, and that's huge. Peeking back a little bit more. He's pressured at close range, but still Sound landed. Back into line for a moment. Peeks back and forth. And Xantares and Keto can get the trades, but still a man advantage for Heroic as they adjust to the B-side defense.
Yeah, fast in towards lower. Borup's already there in rotation. And Keto's still thinking that maybe there's going to be a wrap play coming in from lobby. Xantares, oh, he's planning without his teammate. This is ballsy. This is incredibly risky for Xantares. Needs more help coming in from Keto, but he's still out towards ramp.
They've gotten so little information. That third player didn't make a sound dropping down the vents area. Opening up the windows now, they have an inkling of what's going on here. They better be careful from that decon door. He's been busted open. Sweatman's and Taurus does not work out. Keto now left alone. Bomb plant not quite open for him on the left-hand side. That Molotov will keep him at bay. He can't afford to take any more damage. At 14 points of health, he's out of there. They'll just have to settle with the bomb plant. Bonus money for another buy as Heroic win 12 and again take the lead away from Big.
Hey, you say bonus money for another buy, another half buy, right? There's not enough here to... You're kidding. What do you reckon? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking at this. I'm like, right, they've got the AWP saved in from the last round, but they can't force it. It's got to be a half investment, and yeah, they buy down to 2,000. I was a little bit worried with the AWP being saved in that they were going to continue to force down, but they don't.
Yeah, it's just the Eagles upgrades and that half buy with some Kevlar, as you mentioned. Canadian nade back down towards the outside control, doing damage to Thompson, but no more than that. Look at Nico, close range here, hearing the scopes out. This M4 may be pivotal to try and insert himself into the T-side line and rip them apart. They're going down towards Secret. They don't make any noise about it. They'll leave one player upstairs. The P250 dealt with by Nico immediately. No contest about that one. But Stown should be able to spot these players out, should be able to shut them back down all the same.
That's a good start, and Stown's going to get a lot of information. Sees that first player, doesn't even commit to the fight, falls back towards decontamination, reposition, even a little bit of pre-fire coming out to double doors, just trying to waste as much time as possible, drops that bomb, only gets the one kill, but buys time for the rotations to come in, but Siriuson's now delivering with the AWP.
2 frags to a 3 versus 3. Tizian's going to go down. Still watching for position, evades that flashbang. Looks on. He's got to be the heavy lifter. Is him and Keto alone? Barb coming in from the back lines. I think he may have seen a foot. He's going to adjust to the back trap of players. Deagle out. Keto domes one. Needs that second headshot. And he connects it in hole. Searson holding the back line against Borup. That's a triple for him. A double for Keto. And Big equalize again.
Ooh. What a round from Big, with really not a lot to work with, right? You've got a couple of upgraded pistols surrounding that AWP. Couple of great shots out from Keto, but it was really Sirison that was playing out towards observation that brought that round back in their favor. A couple of good kills from him. And even Heroic on their buyback. It looks okay. There's a single kit out for Tessus. There's an MP9 for Borup. Not full sets of util either. Sirison just waiting for someone to swing out from main, but Heroic might not give him that opportunity.
You wonder what the breaking point for these two teams is going to be. Like, who's going to snap first and what the other side has to do to try and break them. Because it really could be that little factor that decides this matchup. This map in the case of Big. Heroic still on to 2-0. There's a minute to the clock, and right now the CTs are receiving no contact from the German camp. Downstairs into the secret control, 2 players move up and out into the corridors. There's no one on the B side to counteract him here.
Yeah, it would be the right play to go towards lower if they can get it there, but the time is running very, very low, and there still hasn't been any movement in terms of rotations. That's what Xantares is looking for with that bomb. And does it get to an opportunity where maybe they just fake the lower bomb site and try and commit in towards A? 30 seconds left. They've got to make a decision.
4 Cs, 2 Cs, 3 only gets 1. Think back on a second. Nico with 2 frags, drops that bomb, and Heroic hold the defense. Big crumbling once again. That bomb's in full CT control. The crossfire set. There's no way in for Searson, who is on top of the mini hut. He's got to save the AWP. There's no choice about it.
Yeah, just hold on to it. We go back and forth again. Heroic now trying to take the lead. Oh, even a bit of spam coming through. Very close to Sirison's position. Oh, what? Oh, no. It wasn't the spam. Okay, it must have been someone that swung out from outside. So the initial spam came through, and then someone had swung out from main.
I didn't even think it was possible to wallbang through the ceiling of that.
Yeah, don't do a lot of damage. Certainly would with an AWP, but like at least if you get the info from it, you can swing, and that's what they did. That AWP doesn't get saved forward. That actually makes some, you know, some decent inroads for Heroic now knowing that Big don't have that big green gun to work with in round 26.
Kill after time, so that's going to have even further ramifications for the economy going forward into the next couple rounds. Heroic could get up to 15 on an eco, so long as they win this round. And Big have been great with these Deagles. They've been fantastic with the force buys. Scout into Searson. Hand cannons across the board as Big make their way downstairs into the secret control. They've got one player in vents already. Tesses is the only man standing for Heroic. You're gonna hear all these footsteps as well. Doors opening up. Sees one player out, drops him back up on the seconds. And Taurus and Searson can find a strike back. Cadian responds with the AWP in kind to a 3 versus 3. Hasn't got dominion over the site itself, however. The bomb could get planted from here.
And Zantaris is really close to his position too. Maybe want to try to swing forward with a bit of util from his teammate. Molly out towards that left-hand side creates a bit of an angle for Searson to work with. And Big actually on the aggressive approach here in the post plant.
Pressing Cadian rounds the corners, and Taurus with a peek out. And now Stown and Borup, last 2 players left from double doors. Smoke down, got to get this player in the back line. So long as Stown can isolate that kill, they can stick the defuse from here. They got 5 seconds on the kits in play. Sees that one, bursts through, sees that second. Spam does damage, and sees the plane in the back. Gonna get checked. Oh,
they can stick it.
He's on the defuse. He's just sticking it. It's round over, I think. Heroic in 14. They're down at the very last second. Makes the play that he needed to get the round for the CT side.
It's unfortunate for Big. They are playing an approach where the bomb is not planning for them. They've got 2 players aggressive out from that ramp control. Now, if that bomb's open for them, they probably win that round. They are relying on the player back corner of the site to stay alive. If he stays alive, they win that round. As soon as he gets traded, Heroic will realize the information they've gathered. 2 players out from left and right entrance of ramp. Let's just get on it straight away. Borup's going to be able to back up the defender of the diffuser of Stan, and Heroic have done it. Big now using their 3rd tactical pause, and even with that bomb plant, like, it's gonna have to be a harsh eco, right? 2400 loss bonus, they can buy down some Deagles, get some upgraded pistols forward, but they can't force here. They're gonna have to play for OT. Oh, they're buying. They're buying.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
What a risk.
What a risk indeed. Scout, Galil, a couple Deagles in. But Big don't want overtime, and it looks like they're going to play fast inland here. Zentara straight up and out into the hut control.
Triple boost.
Though. Scout could see something. No, just nades being set up instead for the T-side line. I'm going to go for these cheeky kills here. We'll do damage to Tesses. 34 HP, he'll be low, and he'll be dead. Zentaris opens up the round.
Man, that was nice, actually. It looked like it was the approach for the triple boost, but instead just the nade stacks in towards default, do massive amount of damage, and then Zantaris peaks with it. It does take a lot of damage in return, though. And if they force their way out towards this ramp control, they're going to have to deal with the NWP of Cadian. Oh, they're pushing lobby.
Star moving up. Back lines are hell. There's no one watching ramp control though, so Big have an escape route. So they'll try to fight towards it here. Damage being done to Tabsons and Taurus. Pegged up low. Borup turned away from him. He'll start to realize that, yeah, they're going to make their way into position back here. 3 players left for the Heroic camp as Big take the B-side access. Do they even go for this here? Do they want to try their hands at a very awkward force by retake, or do they just save their weapons for a rainy day? Because Big may still be on, especially if Tabson takes another kill upstairs and Heroic are getting picked apart. Yeah, this is a safe call from Nuke and Cadian.
Yeah, that was a beautiful round. Great utility usage to start off. Good swing from Zantaris, but what was even better, good shot from Cadian. What was even better there was just that we saw the approach in terms of an aggressive play from Stan outside, and then Tabson's ready for it. He's playing out towards T-Roof, waiting for over-aggression. They get a 5-on-3. From there, Heroic pretty much put everything in towards the upper bomb site, start pushing forward, but once they're down a couple of players, they just opt to go for the save. Tabson outside, again, is trying to cut off more exits, and they're going to try and go hunting. I don't think it will happen for any more damage, though.
Big force investment from Big, as you mentioned. This team absolutely required that last round. A heavy risk, but it's paid off for them. Another tech pause in from this side, though. What's the play here? There's another mouse issue. It seems like it is for the Big side. Again, I hope it's not too much of a problem. Again, it can't just be some sort of like software problem when it comes to interacting with mouse sensitivity. I think that's the best prediction I can make. Either way, 14-13. Heroic leading by a single round. Big trying to catch up, and they've got the momentum swing they need to do so. But with how well the Danes have shut them down, you can imagine the next round could be an easy cleanup for them.
Yeah, look, it's tough to tell. It really is. I know that, like, this map in particular, we've had so many, like, awkward force weaponry rounds being won, and so many up and down performances from both teams that, like, getting into round 28, who do you favor, right? Is it Big, like, on the comeback train to try and take it into a third? Is Heroic at knowing that they're in the lead by a single round? Because, I mean, even thereby, it's going to be very reliant on both Nico, Stan, and Cadian to do the majority of the firepower basis, because it's only Deagle's out for Borup and Tessus.
Only a scouting for Searson on the other side of the field. A couple of limitations when it comes to the weaponry of the big side as well. It's probably a little bit less limited than what Heroic have to work with. The Eagles versus Rifles and an AWP in play for Cadian. In that sense, it could be considered a bit more balanced than most people would expect, but Tabson will open things up on Stown, taking him out immediately. One of the 3 rifles they had already dropped here at the start of this round. And Big press towards outside, diagonal smokes to gain secret access.
Yeah, that's a really important kill. Now, they've already got 2 players towards this lower bomb site. Maybe a bit of a crossfire can get set here between Tessus and Borup, because there's a lot of presence in from Secret, and even Cadian can be on a quick wrap. Oh, this is the play that Tessus was trying to hold out from ramp, but there's really just no ramp presence. It's all Secret.
Seeing that one player nade up, that's going to do damage. Not as much as I would have thought, but still significant enough for Big. Deagle out. It's Borup that takes the kill on Keto from the other side of the entryways. Molotov's coming in. Tessus will get forced away. That flashbang going down is not going to help them. The smoke will. But now the T's press in towards decontamination. Nico's backing off. They are going for a topside wrap. And only player that can deal with it is Cadian. Nico falls, so it's a 3v2.
So they've got to make a tough decision here. Do they want to go for this? M4 gets picked up now from Tessus. 2v3, it is doable, but it depends on whether they want to risk it. 3 players on the post plant, and I think they just back it off towards CT Sport. Not really too eager to go in for this retake. Big with another post plant. And it just came down to just forcing so many rotates to that lower bomb site. We saw that the crossfire was set between Borup and Tessus out towards decontamination and double door. While also Nico and Cadian were playing from ramp, and with all those players sort of stagnated to the lower bomb site, it allows an opportunity for the play-in from vents. Well, they even try and hunt, but it's not going to be successful again.
14-all, Big gonna equalize. Heroic on their tactical timeout, tested by the Germans. And the Danes could be on to lose their map if they're not careful. I don't think that's actually a plausibility. I mean, it's a plausibility, but like, wouldn't have given it them at the startup of this particular map-up affair, especially considering how well things went over on Inferno. Got to decide if they want to force the issue right here or play for overtime, and I think the call right now is OT. Got pistol off towards Nico. USP's in. And yeah, doesn't look like it'll be a forced investment.
Man, it's a tough call, right? I think both teams have had to make some really important decisions with the buy strategy and some very crucial rounds. And while Heroic are going in for the safer approach, they're going in for the long game, trying to play in for OT. You've got to wonder, what can they do with a buy like this? A lot of smoke starting to go outside, and an aggressive approach towards T-Red from the CTs.
Upset Nico with the Deagle, Tessus. M4 locked, Cadian watching. And it's Nico with his Deagle that kicks things off well enough. Keto to drop. And a second kill for the big hand cannon. The AWP Canadian strikes next. Makes it a double of his own. And Heroic, with the broken buy, become heroes of their own right. Tizian to fall at 1 HP. And map and match point goes the way of the Danes.
What a moment to come out for Heroic at the most crucial possible situation. Nico outside, pushed up with the Deagle. He finds two. Cadian finds two. And big, look at the buy that they're even bringing forward into round 30, Jay. It looks rough. It looks rough as anything. AWP onto Sirison, Galil up for Tabson, pistols out for the rest of them. What a round to win from Heroic.
Does this set them up, or will Big force it one more time? So many forced rounds here in this particular map. And Searson will take damage for it. AWP Acadian will get forced back past it, but Nico gets another kill. Tabson down towards the outside position. He's the first casualty of this round. The team's pressing forward towards Hell. Cadian's even more passive. Texas has backed up towards the B site as well, so he can't provide any sort of support. Big have options here. Which one do they go with?
Oh, Tessus, I like this position. This is proper passive coming out from Heroic after finding that first pick. This is going to have to be an unbelievable swing out for the ramp player. Jiggle Peak comes through. The bomb gets dropped 5 on 3.
Oh, ball bang for Searson does come in. Tessus set to fall. Tizzy and Searson and Keto now. Bomb plant secured. Retake on. Where do we go here? How do Heroic approach this retake? Well, the first shot on Searson's a good start. 2 more players up in the rafters. Flashbang in, down, spraying through the floor, and providing to Problem Supplier. Here's the teammates to come and get the kills, and Tizian will drop to the AWP. Heroic, 16 of 14, Big on Nuke, 2-0 in the series. They progress in the upper bracket.